think. Oh, yep. Yep. Sound. Okay. There's sound. I didn't test the levels. Well, we will make do. It has been a minute since I streamed. And like I am kind of feeling like my channel needs some love. Yes. Um, so when I found this jam, I thought this would be the perfect opportunity to try to get back to screaming again. It might not be, it still might not be regular. I always have some kind of project going on here, there, everywhere. But I can touch more on that um as I work on this project. So actually, I should look up what my goal is for today. Now, a little bit about this jam. This is Neurodiversity Pride Jam. Okay, I'm just gonna move that over here. It doesn't need to be right there. Neurodiversity Pride Game Jam. And I found it on Itch, where I usually find the jams. And it focuses on like neurodiversity. Like I have officially been diagnosed with ADHD, autism, and I can get into more of that as we go on, as the jam goes on. But yeah, I wanted to build a game, since building games like is my special interest, is my hobby, is the thing I want to make a career out of. This felt like a good project to kind of take a break from some of the larger projects that I've been doing, the longer term projects that I do like lose steam on. Like that's a little bit frustrating. So like this is taking a while to load. I should have done this before the stream. But anyway. I did come up with an idea ahead of time, and they do allow work ahead of time. Some of the rules are like, you can work ahead of time, you can use things that you've used in other jams, you can use things that are Creative Commons 0. I'm not sure you could use things that you paid for. But it did kind of, it did highlight you can use things that you can get for free. Things that have free licenses. But I just spent the last week building art on my own. I can pull out my little folder here. I've got this is all the art that I've worked on in Procreate on my tablet. Just kind of like the past week. And since this is loaded up, oh, I did it. I didn't mean to do a 3D. I meant to do a 2D. silly. So do I want to spend time rebuilding this? We're gonna go with that. Like, fuck it. Accidents happen. Um, we're gonna show. We're gonna remove product from list. We're gonna delete. I'm gonna delete 2 GB of startup. Cool. Cool. This might be a little close. I'm seeing the red get up there. I'm gonna move it up a little bit. Okay. Okay. Let's try that again. I want the 2D. And I want to go back in here and where'd you go? There you are. Select that folder. And this is going to be get app. That. Okay. Now this is going to do the whole thing over again because I don't know. I usually work in Unreal Engine, so I wasn't really sure if switching it from a 3D product to a 2D product is going to complicate things, but I figured that this would just be better. So I was talking about jam rules. I was talking about what you can use, that you can do some work ahead of time, which I did. I did work on the art on my tablet ahead of time. And it officially started today at noon. There was an opening ceremony and everything. It was really nice. And it ends, I think, at noon on the 22nd. So I can pull up the schedule here. Yes, it ends at noon Eastern time on the 22nd. So I have about 10 days to build this. But it is a really simple idea. Distraction. Can make it tick for the number of times I'm gonna get distracted. But it is a really simple idea, where the gameplay loop is a button click. And that'll become clear like the more that I build it, what that's supposed to do. I'm trying not to just like dump everything all at once. Yeah. Like there's how many times am I gonna get distracted? How many times am I just gonna stop mid-sentence because my brain just isn't processing stuff? This one is cotton candy. Okay. So, what I had down as the goal for today is start project, which is processing. Hey, project started. Check. Okay, and then the button functionality, which should be pretty decent. I do have some notes that I took because I did a little bit of testing. I don't usually, I mean, I prefer Unreal Engine. I'm using Unity because it has a web build. And like that's kind of the main reason that I use Unity when I do. Okay, yeah. There's the layout that I'm used to. Okay. So, like, definitely. Can I rename you? Or do I need to make a new scene? I might need to make a new scene. I'm just gonna make a new scene. We're gonna see the limits of my Unity knowledge really be tested. Even though this is a very, very, very simple game. Okay. It comes with a camera. I don't know that I need a camera. I might only need settings. You might also hear my cat. Uh, I'm gonna remove. Okay, no, you do need a camera. You definitely need a camera. Okay, so I don't need. Wish I could hide that. I need a folder. Did that put a folder in my scenes? Okay. Okay, that's not the first time that I've done that, and I'm going to do that 50 more times. Probably. Okay. Folder. Images. We are getting somewhere. And nowhere at the same time. Okay. So it's possible that I can just click and drag all of these things into my images folder and it'll just get in there. With the folders intact. Cool. Is this going to make a canvas? It is not. So I am going to make a canvas. UI, canvas, image. Why is that weird? Why is that weird? You should be the length of the canvas. Oh, why is that weird? Screen space. And like that seems how it's supposed to be. This is weird. Something here is weird. Okay, but no, that's doing what it's supposed to. Cool. That's probably gonna be like there we go. There we go. That's better. I'm also not used to working in Unity in this space. I usually work on Unity on my laptop. So things might get a little... That's my cat. Okay. Background. Because there's gonna be a couple different things layered on top of each other. This coin is order layer. Do you have an order layer? Oh, because this is a sprite render. This is a sprite renderer, and this is a canvas image. Okay. So this doesn't have an order layer. But if I remove the background, put the background in as a sprite, then I get the coin. But that's weird. That's weird. But I don't want that. I want it to squish with everything. Sprite mesh. Okay. Yeah, so I want it to squish with everything. So oh, okay. And that's a little odd. It doesn't look like that. I'm gonna fix that in a minute. Bigger. Just pick a random one. Yeah, that's about right. Kind of like there and to the side. Okay, so attached to the coin, I want text, and I want... Yes, give me Text Mesh Pro! Okay, and this is going to be coin text. And I'm just going to give that a 0. Now, something interesting that I haven't really played with before is fonts. I handmade a font assets. So I take this folder and I bring it into my assets. Okay. I might change it to default for a minute to understand. That's OTF and this is TTF. So 2D UI toolkit, style sheet. I feel like there was something that I had to do. Font asset. That? So I have a font asset. Why did you move? Okay. Did I? Oh, I didn't. I want it here. Okay. So coin, text. Okay. All right. We put it there. Make it a shiny color. Okay. Cool. Doing a thing. Now. Oh, there's one thing. There's one thing that I need to do that is going to involve CSP. Because that's part of the button that I'm trying to build. So I should fix that button before I hook it up. You're gonna save. I'm going to get this. And then I'll move it over. All right, this in my brain. And this is going to be kind of a similar thing, um, where I need to go find add font. And okay, this is going to be my get up button. It's 130. No. The general idea is that if you click it, you get up. That doesn't always work. And that's what this game is about. Okay. And I need to do that with a couple of the, hey, it's storage. Go play storage. Um, with these button variations too. So I'm just gonna move this up here, and all these guides are gonna need to be exported. And yeah, we're just gonna brain button. Oh, I get it. CSP, I get it. I get it. And now we're happy, and now I need to do that 3 more times. That's the highlighted one. Okay, smooth slightly there. This is regular down. This is regular down. I don't know if I'm gonna need a regular down and a hover down. I might just need a regular down or a hover down. I feel like I'm just saying words, but it will make sense at some point. Okay, so that's all done. That didn't take too long. I just need to go in here and replace these buttons. If things are going crazy, it's because I have 2 screens and the this over here is going crazy. Okay, so now I'm going to figure out this button. I'm not sure how well this will go, but we're gonna try. Okay, button. Sprite for button. Brain button. Okay. This should be here. Gonna move it. What is my reference point is like that. It's not square. This is free aspect again. Okay. So it is just about this is that center there. And maybe just a little bit taller. This is really nitpicky of me. Okay. And doesn't need the text because we did the text. Okay. This might be Transition. Sprite swap. All right, all right. So let's see about that. Pressed. Does that a button make? We're gonna see. We're gonna see. Okay, the text is just a little bit off. It's a little bit low. And I can make it a little bit smaller, but that is essentially what I want it to do. So that's like a, okay, it stopped. It's done that to me before, where it's like, I'm not gonna, this feels like a Unity issue. You have to off click it. You have to off click it before it hovers again. That's weird. Okay, but I'll make a note of that. What if I put selected? The selected would be like if it's, okay. Okay. So that might have to do with the basic functionality of the button that I'm gonna have to look into. Because you can click it and select it and then off click it, and that has a similar functionality to what I was just seeing. So it might be something that's just you click and then in the code it deselects it, which I don't think would be hard. So that'd be something to figure out. Okay, so we have main button. Main big button. So what I want to do is, I don't know if I want to do the progress bar today. Let me just get the number. Just get the number. Number go up. Let me just get the number go up. And I do have notes on that because I played around a bit because I wanted this to kind of flow pretty good. So I have this PDF from yeah, I called it Clicker Workshop. And that's the Unity project that is on my laptop. I made a repo so I can work with this both here and at my laptop during the day. So if there's stuff that I need to get done during the day, I can do that. Okay. Yes, I want to make it. Okay. Okay. So clicky, clicky. Right, folder. button controller. Okay. What are you doing over there, Visual Studio? Come back over here. I do use the start and I do use the update, so I'm not going to delete those. Just that. I'll update you later. Okay, so I want it to be able to reference in other places. I'm not sure about. I'm gonna do it like this. I know there's lots of ways to do this. But I don't have a lot of experience with, I think they're singletons. So, this is something that I worked with like an audio manager before to be able to reference it outside of the script, which I do need to do. Okay. And this is going to be the main value, and it's going to fluctuate. It's going to go up and down outside of the control of the player. There's going to be different things that the player can apply to it. To help it reach the goal, which right now I'm just going to put it at 100. Like, a lot of these values are going to be tweaked. That's fill percentage for the progress bar. I should be using headers. I forget how to use headers. Hold on. Hold on. To the internet. Not header file variable header. Okay, it's parentheses and syntax. This is gonna be get up value control. Okay, that's gonna be get up value control. And this is kind of refactoring the code that I already worked with. Actually, I do think I want this was a private reduction rate. With a serialized field, but if I'm gonna have other buttons that control it, then it should be public. Should reduce shop active and shop canvas. What are you should reduce for? Okay, that's toggle shop. Okay, so it's the overall reduce Value? No, I don't think I actually use should reduce. No, I don't use should reduce. Okay. That's the fill bar. I'm not going to worry about that yet. No, not goal value. If value. Oh, because I spelled it wrong. That kicks my ass. Spelling kicks my ass. No, because it's just gonna keep. Yeah. Because it would just continuously, yeah. No, this is good because I get to refactor my stuff. Okay. And then we work on the button functionality. Value. Um, I want to be able to change this over time. Increase. I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't use value. Okay. Okay. And I am gonna do the money. Yeah, it's money. This doesn't have two L's. That doesn't have two L's. Yeah, I wanted it to be coins. Like, I started with money, but then as I worked through stuff, I was like, I want this to be coins. Why are you upset? Why are you upset? Okay. And then it was Text Mesh Pro GUI. Okay. Text Mesh Pro GUI. coin text. Well, right now, since I'm not spending anything on anything, I'm just going to use the coin text. Well, I'm just going to do coins equal value right now, and then that. Okay. Coin text dot text equals. This is going to be different because the value is going to go up and down, like by itself. But the coins will only go up, and they'll only go down when they're spent instead of automatically. Okay, and that's the temp, and then it updates the fill bar, and that starts reducing it. Okay, so right now I'm just worried about the text going up. I think on start, I'm going to start default coins at 0, and then okay. So like, oh, I didn't turn that off. That's been running this whole time. That's been running this whole time. How much I use Unity. Okay. So like if I click, nope, nope. I want to first remove that. First, remove that. Second, I need to put the script in the game. That's not what I wanted to do. I wanted... Okay. Okay. And I need to take this coin text and put that there. Coin UI, coin text. Okay. Button. I don't want this to be just button. I want it to be get a button. Okay. So that's there, that's there. If the coins are 5 and I press play, coin says 5. Okay. Coins are 0. And I press play. Coins are 0. Function is not assigned a button. Get a button. Increase value. Button make number go up. Yay! Okay. So now I want to make a temp. Temp. And I'm gonna put that. This is where the progress bar is going to be. So I'm just gonna put that there for now. Can I make the number go? No, I don't think I can make the number go. I'll make it green since the progress bar is green. Yeah, stop that. Why was it? That's odd. Trying to make an animation. Okay. Anyway. Back to here. And I might just make a separate function for updating the coin. Stop scratching at the couch. Knock it off. Okay. I like that couch. I'd like to keep that couch. Okay. Where am I going? Hey! Knock it off. Hold on. I need to go fight my cat. Who's looking for negative attention? This one. Okay. So the temp value is going to go in here. And this yeah, I do need to control these separately for my plan. Oh my god. I'm thinking and I'm rethinking. Coin increase amount and the default is 1. Because yeah, because there's going to be additional buttons. Like this is basically a game about buttons. And so I'm going to need to control the buttons separately. I'm going to need to control the amounts separately. Yeah. Okay. Okay, I'm not going to worry about update fill bar yet. Okay. And this is a while. I think I started with 5. In my notes, it says 2, but I think I started with 5. Oh, no, because it's in the increase value, because that's where I'd want it to check based on the button increase. Put it in parentheses, less than, greater than. Okay, and the seconds is the reduction rate. Okay. Update the text. Alignment. Okay, and then it updates the fill bar again, and I haven't got to update the fill bar. Okay. So I want to call this if value is over 5. That's not correct. If value is over 5, then start coroutine, reduce value over time, and this is reduction rate. Okay. So, did I take a screenshot of my defaults here? Nope. Good luck to me. Because the reduction rate might have been 0.5 in testing. Yeah. That's what I want it to do. Okay. So, the next part I'm thinking should be the fill bar because I'm not ready to work on like the shop. Because I have the code for, yeah, I have the code for the butt controller. I have the code for the shop. And I have the code for the purchase button, which is going to be nestled inside of a button inside of the shop. Okay. So yeah, I think the progress bar is the next place to go. This did something weird when I put it on here. I'm going to move this over here. Maybe I should put it on the canvas. Bright mode, multiple. It is, isn't it? It is multiple sprites. I might have to go into my Procreate and separate them. Can I edit you? Open sprite, progress bar 0. Oh, no. It shouldn't be multiple. It shouldn't be multiple, for one. But I do need to go into, it's not an animation. Why do you think it's an animation? Because I didn't hit apply? Canvas. I know what I need to fix there. Mm? Why don't we like that? Why do you... I think I just need to, yeah, I know what to fix there. I think I just need to fix this. I think I need to re-export it and re-import it. Because, let's see, I can open this up, and this is what the progress bar is supposed to look like. But this gold border actually needs to be separate from the green part. And I forgot to do that when I was exporting it. So this is what's going to happen now. I have to go into my Procreate to do this. Like, it's not on my thing right there. So there's not going to be a whole lot happening on screen for a minute. This doesn't really answer the question of why. It seems to think it's an animation, though. Okay. And then I have to go get it. which means it's in my drive, which is on another side of the screen. Images, buttons. Yeah, this is the progress bar. Yes. And this is progress bar border. Okay. You'll never get all the kinks worked out because there'll always be new kinks. Sure. I'm thinking that I need to crop these. Like the buttons get cropped. Some of the background pieces don't need to get cropped because they're like not interacting with them. But because this image squishes up and down, I think I do need to crop it. 127, 552. 127, 552. This is going to tell me. Yeah. So I need to do the same thing to this one. $5.52. Of course, you don't want to. I might extend these a little bit anyway. Don't know if this is going to work the way I want it to, but figure it out. If I bring this down to here, and I bring this up to here, it might feel a little funky, but we'll see. Okay. Take these, bring them back. Okay, progress bar and progress bar border. You are not multiple, you are single. Don't know why you think you want to be multiple. Okay. Okay, I see you. Sorting layer. Maybe I should have a sorting layer. Image simple layer UI. Let's see if I put this on props. That doesn't seem to do anything. It worked with the coin? Now where'd it go? Cut it in half. Spread is missing. What is this? Oh, this is progress bar border. This is progress bar border. And if I hit my wall? Okay. Coin. Coin is an image. I thought coin was a sprite. I think that's right. It's a little bit bigger. Yeah. It's just about there. Okay. So let's see if I bedtime. Um, but okay, I can put it behind it. We're getting somewhere. It's a little funky right there. I don't think it's gonna make too much of a difference. A couple pixels in the corner. That should be okay. It's a little funky right there. Looks like it's cropped a little weird. It's a little weird in the opposite corner too, right there. It looks like it actually wrapped around. But like for now, did I move it like there? It wasn't center. It's not perfect. Maybe I could fix it a little bit later. For now, I just want to get the functionality of it working. Filled. No, not radial. Vertical. From the bottom. Yeah, it feels a little funky just because of how I oriented it. Preserve aspect. That's odd. Set native size. Hey. Hey, there we go. Perfect. Still feels a little weird, but it looks the way it's supposed to, and I don't have to fix that. Good things. Good things. Ah. Wrist thingy falling off. Okay, so now the functionality of the bar. I'm blind. Okay. So I got the reduce over time, and now it's blind. Update. Fill that. I think I need some variables here. Okay. Mm -mm. Production rate. That I have? That's all I have. Yeah, the reason I have notes. Fill bar image. Okay, yeah, I do have a. This is the reason I have notes. Not. Image. You don't like that. Why don't you like that? TM Pro UI. Usually you fix this by yourself, Unity. Visual Studio. Whichever you are. Maybe I need to update my Visual Studio on here. The one on my laptop is updated. Okay, so now we want the float. And fill our image. Okay. And we have update. Update fill bar. And update fill bar. And button controller. Use the fill bar image. My header isn't there. I don't know why. Yeah. That feels like a Unity thing. Sometimes Unity be buggy. And started at 0. Okay. That does exactly what I want it to. Okay. So that is, I think that actually is that's probably a little bit, it's a little bit over the progress that I had for today because I have the progress bar done by the 15th. But like this is also very it's a simple game, and a lot of the other stuff is going to come from like the shop. Basically the shop. I thought I was going to have more to that, but I don't. Yeah, it is going to come from the shop. I can put those buttons in. I don't know if I want to do the functionality tonight because it's a lot to be on stream. And I want to work out some of the other stuff. I can add the buttons. Let's just keep doing stuff. Okay, this is settings button. One thing that I'm going to do, or essentially not do that I usually do is I'm not gonna have like a main menu play game kind of thing. Everything is just going to be this screen. Because there really doesn't need to be like a main splash menu where it's got like play game, um, settings, quit game. Like that just seems unnecessary. And so, especially because it is going to be a browser game, the browser game already comes with a hey, click to play button, I think. Um, so this is just going to be like the main screen. You're going to press the button um to play the game, and then the settings button is to like it will be for like the music manager, the audio manager. Um, if you want to reset the game, there's going to be a reset in there. And this is a nice to have, but I'd like to be able to change the color of the player character's shirt, and if they want to switch between a masculine or a feminine hairstyle. Um, I don't think I have it all broken down into sprites, so I don't think I have um if I go into here, and these are the GIFs. So say if I open up this, um, it's all broken down into sprites. So like the player is basically that body, and then they've got pants and a shirt, which the shirt is white. I'd like to be able to um customize that in the I guess I don't need the gifts folder in here. I don't need the gifts folder in here. In the settings, as well as um the hair color and switching between um those buns or this kind of spiky hair. So between like a feminine and masculine um hairstyle. But everything else is kind of gender neutral, and I'd like the player to be able to customize it. Um which would probably be like the most involved thing of the game. Just because I haven't learned how to do that in Unity, I don't think it would be hard. Um, it's just kind of a nice to have just because I don't know how that's gonna work yet. I don't think I need this gifts folder in here. I don't think that does anything. The sprites I do because these are all broken down into their sprite sheets for animations. Okay, so I have that down. I'm making a button. I got distracted. And again, it's going to be the sprite swap. And this is going to be settings off hover. And this. And this is where I do need that extra button. So it'll look like this, I hope. Where it's like you hover on it and then you click it and it presses down. That doesn't have the additional hover for getting up again. Okay, so that's not exactly what I want. So for now, I'm going to delete that and see if I can finagle it a little bit better. So for now, that can That can toggle. That's going to be a toggle anyway. Um, Background canvas. So what I can do is that's not the button that I want. I'm going to put on another canvas. And this is going to be settings, canvas, and maybe this will be the sort order of 1. And that's going to have an image, phone, settings. Because there's going to be 2. This again, that says multiple. I might not have needed to do that. Let's see, do I have a... Okay, yeah, I do. This is the phone positioning. Yeah, I do want it to cover up here. I might need to disable that button if the phone isn't going to cover it all the way. Which that should be fine. Okay. But we're going to toggle that off. And I'm going to go in here. Put some more stuff down here. This is public. And okay, I do need the bool. I'm gonna need 2 of these. But one is for the settings and one is for the shop. Blast! Okay, and then this is just if settings canvas. Yeah, because if it is active, we want to make it false. Else. You're just gonna write my shit for me, aren't you? But that is what I want. And then I'm just gonna test this, and then it's gonna be basically a copy and paste for the shop buttons. Oh, what did I forget to do? There's nothing in there. It, I don't know why you're not giving me a header. I don't. I don't know why you're not giving me a header. Okay. That's still not. Settings canvas isn't active. Okay, let me look at this. Settings active is the button doesn't do anything. That's what it is. That's what it is. The button doesn't do anything. We need to make the button do something. Hey, button does something. Cool. That's exactly what I wanted to do. And this is going to be shop button. I am not sticking to my naming conventions. That's not good. I need to be sticking to my naming conventions. Okay. And I might, yeah, group these kind of together. Okay. So settings button, shop button, shop button. Comes down here. And target graphic. Ah, shop button. Oh, here we go. Okay. Yeah, and then I have to figure out how it could look toggled. But that might also mean I need to research some extra button stuff. Button stuff. Okay. This button does that. Oh, you need... I mean, that is technically correct. And I might need to disable some buttons if we're in other button spaces. Okay. Okay. Let's first off shop. Shop canvas. Shop active. Shop. Okay. There's that. And let's shop canvas and shop canvas. Toggle shop. And so but I can take in buttons. I can take in buttons. One of these has an input for buttons. You should have an input for the button already. No, that's a button right there. Purchase button. Yeah. Okay. You should have an input for a button array. But that's a different die. Button, and this is settings button. Shop button. So when settings is toggled, I want to take the shop button button index. Okay. And then reverse it. Okay. And then I want to do no. Settings button. And then settings button enabled equals false. So what are you? Shop active was assigned. Oh, okay. It's a good thing I looked at that. I ignored it the first time. Okay. I'm gonna pull this up and I'm gonna just add a temp text settings. I can, oh, I'm gonna keep the temp text because when I start testing the shop, having those numbers is gonna be good for testing. This should actually there. Shop. Okay. So now if I open up the set, something is not okay. Something is unhappy. The buttons are empty. The buttons are empty. Settings button. Shop button. Okay. So now, okay. And then shop. Good. Button. Okay. And like when the game starts, this bar is going to be disabled and that's going to be part of the shop. So those buttons are all set. Yeah. And when I think when I wrote menu on here, I wasn't thinking, I hadn't decided at that point that I wasn't going to have a main menu. But that's okay for right now. Because I need to rework some of this anyway. Because I'm going to need to, let me rework this right now. Let me rework this right now. I am, okay, there we go. My eraser working. Okay. I got the start project check and I got the main button functionality check. Eh, eh. Okay. And I have, so some things that I need to do is get the shop working. I already did the progress bar, which really wasn't hard. I need to get the shop working. I need to set up the character animations because I forgot how to do animations in Unity. So that's probably going to be another day so that I can relearn how to do the animations in Unity and reset that up. Yeah. So then it's a day of working on upgrades, then it's a day of working on upgrades. Then it's a day of testing and extras, then it's a day of testing and extras. By the 20th, I'm testing builds and getting the itch page up. Um, I don't have a day in here for working on audio. That might be off stream just because audio is a little bit tricky for me. Uh, let's put that, let's put that in, let's just try to get that in for tomorrow. Let's do shop and audio. Because like if I can get the shop functionality, just the basic shop functionality, like not even with the upgrades or anything, and then get the menu for the audio, then that leaves the upgrades and the extras and testing. Okay. This is good. This is good. This is it's getting there. It's getting there. It's moving forward. It is a good start, and some of that comes down to like I've already built and tested a fair amount of this. Maybe I should just see how far I can get. This was, how did I do a grid? I think it was a panel, and then I added a grid. Add the button to the grid. 1. Hold on. Hmm. Sprite is missing. Sprite is missing. Why was Sprite missing? That might need to be smaller. I think that's right. I think that's right. No? I knew how to do this. What if I add a grid there? Maybe it wasn't a grid. Oh, I think it was this. Grid layout group. Okay, but it's not affecting this the way I want it to. So there's something else. There's something else that I did. And this was kind of like a haphazard play around. So this needs to be fixed. I should probably disable the brain button too. But like, I can make a note of that. Okay. Now, oh, maybe I should try the panel again. Okay. That's what it is, which is good because that's what I want. Okay. I'm going to delete. I'm going to set up one button. Each button is going to have an additional image on it. And these are these are the icons. So the first one I have in this is that, which is too big. And that's too small. Okay, but first button image. Do a sprite swap. When pressed is going to do that. And then on disabled is going to do that. And the image is too small. Why is that a triangle? Why are you multiplying my thingy? Okay. Cut a little funky. It's 80 to 100. But also like this, the shape of this button is off. But in the panel, that's not the right button either. That's the off. I want the on. Okay, let me get it's this one. This one. So it's 3 buttons. There's a little bit of padding on the top. There's a little bit of padding in between. Long, slim, oh, spacing. Spacing is good. Okay, let me see about... Okay. Spacing. All right, that's just about where I want it. And I need to switch. Yeah, they're not labeled right. They're not labeled right. The on is supposed to be off. Yay, dyslexia! Okay, and then the image. Should take it up. Which is good. Which is good. And shop button. Upgrade image. And I had these in a prefab because a lot of them are going to be similar. Like okay, upgrade image. And there is going to be a description image. I do think I have a screenshot in my notes. Okay, the shop item as a whole. Okay. There's a shop item, there's the button. This is the image. The text is the image. And then there's the description panel and then the purchase button. Okay. Okay. So can I just make? I don't think I can just make an empty. So what I'm gonna do, I feel like if I delete the prefab, it's gonna delete this. Wait, wait. create empty parent. And this is the shop item. Okay. That's a little off. That's a little off. A little off center. Okay. So if I save this prefab and then delete the shop button. Nope. I think I might have busted something. Nested prefab problem. Nested prefab problem. Okay, so I'm just gonna. Oh. Okay. Okay. Hit play. Recompile. Goes away. Okay. Okay. Didn't explode. Good things. Now back in here. I want to add an image. And that image is this description bubble. And the description bubble, when I did this, I had to redo it for everyone. I had to reset the position for everyone. Yeah. That's fine. That's fine. Okay, and then inside of this should be pile. Okay, I think it was somebody outside is coughing. Okay. And this, I'm doing more today than I thought I was going to do. That's okay. I keep rolling into more things, just like, hey, how about we do this? Purchase button. And just let's hope it works out. Let's hope it works out. Okay. I might need to make a disable purchase button. That's grayed out. I think for a couple of these, I need to make a disabled variation. For this one, nah, I'll just do this and then as I'll have more, there's more steps, but I'll have more control over it. Okay. So that. And I have the panel, I have the shop item, prefab. You see? Maybe I should just move these as needed as I duplicate them. And some of them might need to be bigger depending on the description. I haven't quite got there yet. I can change the icons. Like this one. This one is spikes. Spikes. I'm just gonna squeak that a little bit. Okay. This one is sit up. I'm gonna make this one a little bit smaller too. Okay. Just 3 more. This is a little bit tedious. And when I was testing this out, copying the transform didn't help because it's local to the prefab. So I'm just going to do it manually. Hey. Stop splitting my sprites. Okay, that's good. And this is pizza. Hungry? And this is toilet. Eh, Yeah, that's right, because it starts at 0. Art. Um, this one. This is books. Books. Yeah, art needs to be a little bit smaller too. Go back to this. Okay. And then this one. And this is a TV. And this is a cat. And this is some dice. Spontaneous. Spontaneous. Okay. And last one. And this is the progress, show the progress bar. Okay. So that's kind of more than I thought I was going to do today. Um, I think that, okay, let me go into here, close all these, and go into here. So each description bubble is going to have a text that is going to have an item name. It should have an item name. Make that. If I can, I can bold it. Nice. Okay. Okay, it's gonna have an item name. It's going to have a description. Okay. Uh, Spacing. Can I give the lines a little bit of spacing? Yes, I can. And the words, a little bit of spacing. Okay. I might redo the font. It's a little hard. Um, the readability is a little bit hard. So I might redo the font. But it was just kind of a test font. And this needs, how about this is under the purchase button instead? Okay, and then a text. Does this have, no. Ooh, no. No, it's white. It needs to be darker, actually. More saturated. More orange. Okay. Too big. Okay. My brain is processing how I would probably can um change a lot of this stuff in the code directly. I mean, I could do it here, but if each shop item has a shop item script, purchase button. This does say shop button. Yeah, because it would. Because it does. It does have a shop item script. So then this shop item would have a shop item script. And okay, my array of buttons isn't here. I made, on one of these, I made an array of buttons. But, oh, that's because this is the shop button and not a shop item. So yeah, I'm refactoring a lot of this. So there's the shop button script that I had worked on, and what I'm thinking about is the shop item script. So I'd be able to set up the script for each item. It's weird though. Yeah, because this is set up for shop item, and I want a separate script for the shop button. Because I want the shop button to have an array of these buttons so that when the shop is toggled, it will also pull the descriptions back into the shop. Yeah, because by default, these descriptions are going to be hidden so that when you're in game and you hit one of these buttons, it doesn't automatically purchase it. It opens the description of what it does. But in my testing, when you open up the description of what it does, and then you toggle the shop off, when you toggle the shop back on, the description is still there. And I don't want that. I want when you toggle the shop off for each button in the button array, if the description is active, then the description needs to be toggled off. Yeah. So this shop button, or maybe that goes into the button controller. As part of the shop toggle. So the button controller would have the array of shop buttons. I'm getting into like 2.5 hours of this, and I think my brain is turning to mush. And my autocomplete doesn't seem to be working anymore. Yeah. And I think, well, first off, let me just kind of organize myself. Yeah, my autocomplete isn't going. So I think the stream is going to end pretty soon. I'm just going to make a note of things that I need here. Button index. There we go. That's where I need it to be. Button index. Item cost. Toggle description function. Okay. And then in the shop, toggle shop. This doesn't need to do it when it's opening the shop, just when it to do if for buttons, if description active, toggle description. Yeah. Okay. Like I can feel it in my voice that it's like, it's time. It's time. That's enough. It's time. Okay. All right. And I have an idea of where I'm going next. I'm going to start working on that button functionality. Um, the shop buttons, the purchase, the spend the gold. Because I have worked on all the code for that. I have that. I'm just tired. Um, but I think this is like a good start. So it's like getting the main shop functionality going. And the animations for the player. Oh, that's a nice breeze. It's been hot. That is so nice. Okay. So I am going to save all this and get all my changes. Day 1. Start. This is setup. And butt, brain, button works with progress bar shop bones in place. To-dos for tomorrow. Setup. Okay. Okay. Look at all those files ready to commit. Something in the git ignore. Hold up. Hold up. Hold up. Hold up. Hold up. Something. Okay, I'll get back to this later. Um, even if I have to rebuild the repository, it should be fine. Because I'm pretty sure that has something to do with Unity and the git ignore, but I'm tired. I'm tired. Ready to sign off. So if you hopped in, thank you. I saw like 5 people, 5 views. Um, that is better than 0. And if you're watching on VOD, thank you so much. Um, I'm really bad at doing the please like and subscribe and all that stuff. So I'm just going to sign off. Have a good night.